Hello, welcome to the Magic Smoke channel. I've got a treat for you. Guess what this is? No, it's not. It's got a little slider on here, look, and goes from back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 settings. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4 settings? Feels a bit cheap actually. Actually, it was, I think it was a couple of quid, you know, a few dollars off Banggood, and it just turned up. It was quite good. You know, because I'm an older man, you know, when your prostate starts to play out, and you have to get up at the end of the night for the pee. They've got, in the UK, we've got these terrible bloody light switches where you have to go, you pull the string and it goes, and sometimes the fan comes on and makes an awful whirring noise because they're cheap, horrible fans in the bathroom. And, you know, it wakes up your partner, and not good. Not good. I mean, my wife, I'm lying there thinking, God, I wish she'd stop snoring. Jesus, would she bloody stop snoring? And then she goes like that, wakes herself up and turns over. And next thing I know, I get poked in the back and she says, stop snoring. And it wasn't even me. But she won't believe me. It's always my fault. But that's the thing about marriage, isn't it, boys and girls? Anyway, this thing, what it is you stick it on your toilet seat and there's an infrared sensor there. And when you go up to the toilet in the middle of the night, you stumble in, you bump into the doorway, knock yourself out on the doorpost, fall in the bath, and then you get out of the bath. When you get near the toilet, the light comes on and illuminates. This is a projector, there's a little lens in there, look. And it projects whatever's on this. And I don't even know what's in it. It was a projector toilet light, but it's got an infrared sensor, one of this... I forget what you call them there, where you've got an infrared sensor there that you can tell there's two sensors, and as you move across this, yeah, is it a fractal lens it's called? What are those lenses called? It'll come to me in a minute. But 3 batteries, so let's put some batteries in it and see, and then we'll take it apart and have a look inside. That's the really exciting bit that we're interested in, after all. Got some ideas for this product. Right. And then put the lid back on. Doesn't look very waterproof, does it? You have to make sure if you're standing there and you're having a pee and the dog comes up behind you and sticks the cold nose up the bum, this is going to get a drenching. You're away, and it's going to get wet. So as soon as you get any liquid, golden or otherwise, inside there, you're in a bit of trouble, aren't you? So now let's. What am I going to do? Gonna have to mount this and turn the lights off, aren't I? There's a sticky pad on the back. It's a sticky pad, it's quite sticky, it's Chinese sticky. Probably fall off. You probably stick it on in the night time and then come down in the morning, it's dropped into the toilet. So that's not going to be good. It's quite bright actually. Let's see what we can find, see what's projecting at the moment, shall we? So, if I hold it up there and turn the lights off, it's a bit scary though. And is it gonna, oh look, we're gonna, oh. So, this is what you've got. Let's not scare me to death. Reminiscent of that thing in Ghostbusters. You know what I mean? There he is. He's not lined up properly, is it? Let's see if we can... Okay, so that's... It's giving my camera a hard time focusing on that. Hello there! Let's go a bit of white paper. That's no bloody good, is it? Yeah, I'll prove that. Some bill or some other thing from the evil government. Oh, it's not the microphone. So that's what's projected down into the pan. I'm not quite sure about the accuracy. It's a shame it hasn't got a little adjustment on this bit where you can tilt it back and forth. But yeah, so there's Mr. Pooh. There he is. And who else have we got? Unless your bets. Come on, focus. Focus, you focusing thing. Come on, actually, the focus... Well, no, actually, it's not much better than that, really. Probably do a bit of manual focus, can I? Can I? If I put something down there it can use to focus on, we'd be alright, wouldn't we? Mine's about 6 inches long, but I don't usually use it as a rule. No, anyway, you get the idea. It's a bloke, it's a smiley face with a rose. I need a bloody rose if I'd been in there. And what else we got? So let's go that way. We'll go back to Mr. Pooh, and we're going to go to a goldfish. Very surprised goldfish. Yeah, I can imagine the sights that goldfish will see. Oh, poor thing. And then on the end we've got a target, which is quite handy, isn't it, for you know, target practice, especially in the middle of the night when you're sort of trying to guess where the pan is. And it is a bit hit and miss, isn't it? But you can always blame someone else. That's the main thing. So there you go. And then I don't know whether, if I just lay it flat, presumably it will go off. Come on. Clearly the infrared light isn't affected by the light inside the projector bulb. Come on, go off. So this is the light that allows you to get back into bed, you know, the light spilling out through from the ensuite into bed without landing on top of the wife, which she probably won't like very much. So that's the get back to bed light. But to make it there, I don't know what the range is, we'll check that in a minute. Come on, go off. For God's sake, I'm going to cut until it goes off and time it for you. Well, it stayed on for about 2.5 minutes, but when I went to turn the camera back on, it came back on. It is very sensitive, but it is working. Yeah, so I think it would detect you in front of the loo. We'll do a bit of loo detection later. We'll do an action simulation of the actual act of staggering around in the dark, trying to find the toilet. So we do everything on this channel, everything but anything serious. So let's put the batteries out and have a look inside, shall we? Turn the lights back on. There we are, don't be shy. Cool. Come on, there we are. It's a bit tight, she cried. There we are. So batteries out. Zoom in. You want to see what's inside this, don't you? It's not going to be very exciting. There's going to be a chip and an LED probably, but I'm quite interested in that little projector strip because I've got some ideas for that. Right, so let's open her up. That's no good for that job. Nothing being yielded by the tool rack so far. I'll try this. Yeah, when you've got a little screwdriver like this, you can just lever her out. There we go. She's coming, boys. Actually, I would say for a few quid, it's actually quite nicely made. I mean, the moulding's not that super cheap, you know, the horrible sort of plastic that is very rich in styrene and very little white dye in it. So it's that horrible yellow plastic that, you know, if you look at it in the wrong way, it breaks usually. So that screwdriver's not very sharp. Come on, give it up. That's a good one. I don't want to break this actually because I quite like it. It's one of those little gadgets that just improves your life for a very low price. Yeah, I did disinfect it. It arrived from China, so I know the coronavirus can't survive, but I did spray it all with disinfectant spray. So quite a nice moulding. Wouldn't say it was CE approved, would you? But yeah, that's alright, you know, that is. That's not bad. Then we've got a blue wire and a red wire. Yeah, as I said, there's not much in there. There's going to be a customised chip. Is that fixed in there now? There's a tiny weeny wee screw down there. And there's the slide. Look at that. Screwdriver, leave it out half an hour late as it is. And yes, I have been drinking. I had a beer earlier. So the whole thing is held into position by that knob. So I've taken the knob off. There's the slider knob. It's held in by this tiny screw down there. Can you see it? That one. Put that on there. And let's see if it comes apart. Oh, and that's clipped into there as well. So the board's not really fixed down. I don't know whether you can pull the board out of the projector board out of there. There we go. So we don't really need to take her apart. Oh yeah, look, there's the IR sensor. I mean, that's got multiple IR sensor strips in there. And what happens is this is it a fractal lens? What's the name of those lenses that are all on a flat piece of, not a dichroic lens? I should know this, I designed optics before. Yeah, so you can see multiple images. I don't know if we can actually project anything down onto the surface and you can see how it works. No, you can't really. I'd have to rig that up separately. But then, so we've got the sensor chip and then an IC, obviously, and timer stroke micro probably, or perhaps even just a timer. And then a tiny little projection strip down in there. It's absolutely tiny. Hold on. And there they are, look. I think I'm right in saying that if you stick this on the lid of the toilet, they're going to be upside down. There they are. They're going to be upside down, aren't they? Because it's going to turn it round in the lens. That's a bit of a shame. So we really could do with putting that strip in up the other way, but you can see, well, you can't see because it's gone out of bloody focus. Focus and thing. Yeah, you can see it's a little strip of film there. Yeah, they could be doing with that. They've made them upside down, the silly buggers. They always do something, don't they? The Chinese. We'll try it later, but I've got a feeling that we're going to be pooing on an upside down poo, if you see what I mean, rather than on the one the right way up. I do like the things that are projecting into my toilet to be up the right way. It'll annoy me, so I've got a bit of fettling to do on this. I'm not quite sure. Would it go in? No, it probably wouldn't line up. So you have to cut it about, wouldn't you? So that's a shame. So how big are those things anyway? Where's my verniers? If I wanted to make some custom ones, I thought about putting some... You can get these negative slides printed for about, not very much. So I think, yeah, probably about 4mm high. I think I might get some people I don't like and stick in there. It'll create a stir when someone goes up to the toilet, won't it? But not the mother-in-law. Definitely not the mother-in-law. Just make that clear right at this point. It wasn't me. There's a couple of screw bosses there for the, but they don't even bother putting those screws in. They just rest it in the heel. Then they use this little knobby thing to do the job. So yeah, I'm going to work out the name of this lens and see if I can find a diagram somewhere of how it works, so you know, because I know anyway. It's just a PIR. It's interesting that they run quite happily off battery. We'll also check the voltage it works down to and also the current that it takes. Because I don't know about you, but I get particularly upset by these bloody products that just eat batteries. You know, having a bit of fun with it for a week and then suddenly the batteries are flat and you think, you know, 3 of these. I'm surprised they haven't outlawed these things yet, these batteries. I'm surprised they haven't said, look, primary cells are no longer allowed, they're too polluting, you've got to use rechargeables. But they haven't, so that's that, I suppose. Anyway, I'm going to put it back together and then we'll head off to the smallest room and piss around with it. Back shortly. Right, we're here. It's pitch black, I can't see anything, but I've got the infrared camera on and the toilet light is installed in there. So let's see if we can sneak up on it before we go any further. So I'll get the door handle. It's pitch black, can't see a thing. There we go. So anything happening in here? Nothing happening just yet. See if we can sneak a peek at the toilet thing before it goes off. It's gone off already. Look at the sensitivity of that thing. So she's come on. So it's very sensitive. And if I just switch to normal light. Yeah, so now we're in normal camera view. We've got a little bit of glow on the toilet seat and then down in the pan. Hello! Hope you're having a nice time. You won't be smiling later, that's for sure. I'll just show you the other modes. Oh. I'm bending down, so sorry about the focus. There's Mr. Poohead in the toilet, you can see. It's going to make me smile now. Where's the next one? There's a very startled fish. And there's a target. I don't think when I'm peeing in the toilet I aim that bit, but we can try, can't we? I think the worst thing that happens is the seat will get wet and you forget to dry it. So there you go, that's it. And the good news was it stayed stuck on the toilet all night, so it didn't. I half expected to come down this morning and find it dropped in the pan, but it wasn't. So that that concludes this part of the video. There's an interesting, well not interesting, but I sobered up and did another video on the actual sensors and how the IR stuff works. So it's after this one I'll upload it. But that's the toilet light. I think it's pretty cool, don't you? So the only thing to do now is get some different slides made for it so we can have some real fun with it, can't we? Anyway, that's me signing off. If you could just subscribe down to that corner, that is my finger by the way, down into that corner, and I'd appreciate it. But yeah, get yourself a loo light, it's going to cheer you up at poo time.